Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Check. What up, world? It's the man with the plan, Burt McGurk, aka PR, the King of Hearts, and you are now tuned into Clocking Out, the podcast you listen to when you need to get motivated and inspired to doing bigger and better things. What is going on, everybody? It's the man with the plan here, Burt McGurk, aka PR, the King of Hearts. Hope y'all doing well. How you doing? How you living? How you been? Wanted to do a little early morning stream. Hello, Sunny. Sunny is chilling with us on YouTube right now. Thank you for tuning in. Truly appreciate the love. I'm gonna have to change this music though. I'm not liking that one. Let's try this one. Alright, I can fuck with this one. This is more my steez right now. Alright. So I wanted to jump on and do a little bit of an early morning stream. Reason being, well, I'm trying to just find any excuse to be streaming more. So but more importantly, I've things have just been a lot more crazier than they normally are, in a good way. Let me put this up a little bit, actually. Yeah, not too high, but just all right. That's good enough. All right. Well, things have been getting a lot more crazier than normal. Not in a bad way. Can I minimize this? Why isn't it letting me? Yeah, we go, minimize. All right. And the full. Where am I? Whoa. Why is this all over the place? What's happening right now? Oh, that's why. See? This is why you got to do it early mornings. Early mornings, I'm a little out of the loop when it comes to this. All right, I got my notes over here. Let's go back to the comments just in case. All right, so it's been a really hectic week. Not in a bad way. It's been really good, really busy, really productive. And basically, I'm like, why this is moving like that? It shouldn't be moving like that. These episodes are always random and everything. Anyway, so I wanted to check in because this week was a pretty crazy week. And the past couple weeks have been pretty crazy, being that a lot of people have been stopping by, showing love and support. I truly appreciate it. We've been, meeting all our goals. We've been achieving a lot of things. And I just wanted to show some appreciation, give some shout outs, and, basically let you guys know what's coming. In the past couple of weeks, we've had some amazing guest speakers like we always do, but it's been on a more consistent flow. We've been having people DM us showing their interest and wanting to be guest speakers. So I've been trying my best just to properly organize and schedule people in an orderly fashion, first come, first serve, basically, as long as our schedules allow for it. But at the same time, I've been doing my best to try and work on new forms of content, new ideas for live streaming, just to switch things up a little bit. A lot of the people that were focused on doing specific type of streaming and content has started moving on to similar forms of content or what I'm doing. And I'm just overthinking in the sense that I'm going to lose the niche that I have over these other people. And I know it's not, I shouldn't be thinking like that, but I just want to be transparent and honest. It's just something that's on my mind. I've been overthinking about it a lot. Kind of find it weird that people are switching what they were normally focused on and now starting to do something that's a little bit similar to what I'm doing. In the sense that, it's just something that I have in the back of my mind. I know that when it comes to content creating, a lot of people are going to end up doing similar things. I just find it a little bit too coincidental. And it's not in the sense of me in general. I just think it's coincidental in the sense that a lot of people are doing it. And so I'm starting to see that basically the focus that I had, or what I've noticed when it comes to this certain content or the route that I'm trying to take, a lot of people are also noticing it as well. And so basically I just need to step my game up. There's no other way to deal with it other than just, outwork everybody, whether it's putting in more time to streaming, putting out more content, being more creative with my content. You just got to put in the work. It's not really like a contest or anything like that, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm taking it as seriously and respecting everyone who's showing love and support and who shows up. More and more people have been subscribing, more and more people have been gifting subscribers, more people have been following, sharing, supporting, showing interest. And so I just want to make sure I go about it in the right way to, show everybody that they're not wasting their time or their money. Originally, when it came to my ideas behind subscribers and paid subscribers and getting, ad revenue and all that stuff like that, I was really against it because I didn't really want to take anybody's money. It sounds crazy, but I honestly wanted to do this just to enjoy it. And I felt like if I started looking at it at a perspective of trying to gain profit or make some money off of people, it would have messed up the whole experience for me, in the sense of me focusing more on that instead of just doing something that I enjoy doing. And every day I've been liking not the stress or the hassle behind creating content and streaming, but I guess I like the fast pace, how everything's been moving and picking up lately. And basically it's just forcing me to get out of my comfort zone. It's forcing me to focus more on what I'm really doing, what I'm putting out there, who I'm speaking with, who I'm connecting with and interacting with more. I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm trying to be more purposeful in the moves that I make and the decisions that I choose to make when it comes to who I have as guest speakers, who I'm talking to and building relationships with in these communities, the community that I'm trying to build and start myself. So it's a lot of things that I'm taking into play into consideration, and I'm literally new to all this. No matter how many times I stream or I record, I'm still new. I'm new to all this stuff when it comes to streaming and content creating. As much as I've been doing it since 2019 for the podcast, and then even years before that for myself and for my music and things like that, I still feel like no matter what, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. There's a lot of things that I don't know. There's a lot of things that I don't understand. And so it's just a process that I'm really enjoying, and I don't want to devalue that experience or make me lose track of what my moral compass is by just focusing on trying to make some money off of people subscribing or off of the ads that people will see for those who aren't subscribed and anything like that. So I've tried my best to ignore that, but with the way that things have been growing, it's gotten to the point where on Twitch, I've gotten the subscribe button. I've gotten the opportunity to gain some paid subscribers and some more followers, not even just on that, on YouTube as well. And these are a bunch of things that, in all honesty, I still don't know the guidelines between everything. I know that reaching affiliate status or having a paid subscription button on YouTube is totally different than Twitch. This is something that I recently learned and got a better idea of from our most recent guest speaker, Sarah, who was on here on episode 23. If you want to go and check out season 2, episode 23, and learn more about Sarah, go check that out. She was an amazing guest speaker. She was very informative, very educational, not only about sharing more about herself personally, but about her experience and being a video game streamer for YouTube, and how she's gotten to grow and build her own community for what she does and what she has a passion for, and people that tune in and show up and support her for no other reason, just because she's her. And it's people like that I'm striving to be, just trying to put out content and live stream and keep people entertained or informed and educated, and in any way that I can, just by being myself. So it's something I've been struggling with. Sometimes I feel like I try too hard to please the algorithm, or people who follow, by speaking a certain way or presenting certain topics or things like that. And I've slowly been growing out of that. I'm slowly been getting more comfortable with just being myself, whether the camera's on or off. And it's been showing here and there. And I believe that because of that, and me focusing more on trying to just be myself, it's been helping me build my own tribe, my own village, my own community. And it's been paying off. It's been paying off. And collaborating with other content creators, streamers, artists, business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever it is you want to call the people that I have on the podcast as guest speakers. I've been not only learning a lot from their firsthand experiences that they've been sharing with us, but also I've been learning a lot by seeing how their community show up to support them, despite them being on a different platform for a different, profile, brand, or company, or, whatever it is. And it's something that I pay attention to. And, that's why I tune into every time I have a guest speaker. I do my best to always show up to any of their live streams or try to support any projects or brands or services or whatever it is that they have going on, just because I feel like I learn from it. I learn from it as having them as a guest speaker and learning from their firsthand experiences. I learn from watching what they're doing and what works for them and what doesn't work for them, and how their community and their fans and their followers react to what they're doing. So all these things have been a real eye-opening learning experience that I really appreciate, that I've just been in full student mode, trying to absorb as much as I can so that I can try and create my own thing and combine everything that I've learned, plus my experiences and my ideas and thoughts and feelings, and seeing where that goes and where that leads. And I've been very appreciative. I've been truly enjoying the process. It's been really fun, even though it's been very testing, stressful, and just testing, I guess, in the sense that it's been rough dealing with the 2 new jobs that I have, with the crazy schedules that I've been dealing with them, trying to keep up with what I need to do, for employment, in the sense of I there's a bunch of tests and certifications that I still need to go for, that I'm working on, so that, not only I can stay where I'm working at both jobs, but also, maintain a steady paycheck, receive some bonuses in the sense of getting paid higher. It's just a lot of different things that I'm preparing myself for, but at the same time, I'm trying to adapt with the new work schedule and the way that I need to go about doing the podcast and dedicating time and energy into this, as well as, reaching out to people, staying active in the community, showing people that I'm really supporting them and I'm there for them. And then also correlating all that to my family and friends, which has been really difficult. It's easy to jump online and to jump in these communities and show up and show love and support and, be active in the chat and share some links and likes and all that. But it's not the same when it comes to real life stuff, in the sense of, showing up for your kids, showing up for your family and loved ones and spending time with them. It's not as easy as just clicking on a phone and tapping on an app and just, saying, hey, what's up? Yes, you can send text messages, you can, FaceTime or video call or send a voice note, which is what I still do regardless. And I've been doing it with some people randomly in the community as well, just to try different forms of communicating and reaching out to people. But more importantly, when it comes to real life stuff, I think it's more important, to be present and be there. And that's one thing that I've been struggling with lately, trying to figure out a good balance between that, between my work life, my interest in the podcast, and then still trying to build new relationships with people. It's not easy. It is a bit rough. Hold on, I'm trying my best to get better at this multitasking thing when it comes to streaming. It's a bit of an issue. Not an issue, but it's just hold on. It's a bunch of new things that I've noticed and I realized that I'm trying to put into practice more consistently. as far as, where I'm streaming, who's tuning in, what chats I can see. I use StreamYard, and I've been learning that StreamYard is not the best application to use. Why is this not? There we go. Okay. I don't know why my streaming stuff is acting up, but so basically it's just me trying to adapt to everything. I've been getting more viewers, I've been getting more followers, more subscribers, all because all of you are so amazing. If it's not the guest speakers and their communities coming in and showing love and support and showing their interest, it's a bunch of new people who are new to either podcasting when it comes to the combination of podcasting and live streaming on things like Twitch, which is more commonly known for video gaming and things. Yes, it is. It is Sunny. Sunny's hanging with us in the chat and YouTube, and she's mentioning how the struggle is real. Streaming is difficult and the learning curve, and it truly is. I myself am trying to get over a lot of things that I'm afraid of. It's like reading the chat. I'm not a strong reader. That's been obvious since the beginning. I'm not a strong reader, strong speller. And then when you're dealing with that and you're trying to multitask from streaming, paying attention to the visual aspect of the stream and the audio aspect, and then staying active and social with the people in the chat, it's rough, but it's something that you learn. I've seen a lot of people from Sarah. I've seen her streams, her earlier streams from when she started and then leading up to where she's at now, and I've been bouncing around her videos and her streams, and I've seen that there's a learning process. You go from not really knowing what you're doing to being all over the place to then it just looking like, and it's coming off as if it's second nature. And I know it's going to take a while to get to that, but I see that it's possible. And because of that, it gives me hope. I like getting hope from seeing people's progression and doing what they actually, care about and have a passion for. And I truly am falling in love with this. At first I was just doing this to do this around the time of COVID for podcasting and just keeping myself busy and, wanting to find a creative outlet. And it just started slowly turning into something else. And still to this day, I still feel like Clocking Out still hasn't reached its full potential of what it can be. I do have many ideas of what I would like it to turn into, but in all honesty, it's to the point right now where I'm just going with the flow, and whatever happens. I don't want to mess the momentum up that I've been able to build up so far for Clocking Out by overthinking or over promising and not being able to deliver. So I've been slowly working on those things. For the month of July, I want to start doing giveaways and everything like that. And there's a way that I want to go about that. So I just want to touch on a few things. This isn't going to be a long stream. It's probably going to be like an hour long or something like that. And I think what I'm going to do, I used to schedule people in the morning because I have a little break in between my jobs that I can come and kick it for a little bit. But I think something's going on with the internet. Hold on. On Twitch, I'm like lagging and stuff. I don't know why it's doing that. Just going with the flow of things. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm actually coming in clear. I overthink about that so many times. See, on here it shows I'm straight on X. All right, well, we're just going with it. Hopefully it's coming out nice and clear. I hope you guys can hear me and see me good. If not, don't worry about it. You ain't missing much. I ain't, But so basically I just wanted to take some time and acknowledge all that. Take some time because this is mostly just documenting. I use it as a podcast and everything, but the main focus and main idea behind all of this is to document my journey, document the growth, document the process. And thank you so much, Sonny, for confirming everything's good on the YouTube side of things. And I just want to use this as a way to not only document my progression, but to help others. They can use it as reference on how they can start, going from one point to another. And I don't expect everyone to tune into every single podcast episode or check every single post that I make, but my hope is that if you do stumble upon one and you do take the time to tune in and listen, whether it's an episode or to check out one of the posts that I share, I hope that it does bring some type of hope to you or some type of useful information to you in a productive way that you can just add to your life that'll help it in a positive way. That's the whole goal behind everything. I'm gonna keep making different forms of content. I want to make, the funny stuff. I want to talk about conspiracy theories and aliens. I want to do video game streaming. I want to have regular, day-to-day vlogs. Like I like all that stuff. These are all things that I enjoy watching and consuming, and that I'm a fan of, and I would like to be a part of that world. I would like to be a part of those things, and I want to be able to express myself in different ways and use my creativity to come up with different forms of content that I believe would entertain people, but not only entertain them, but also help educate them or inform them or just make them not feel alone, or even just give them the confidence to start something themselves or try something different or learn something new. Like, I just want to be that person that people can come and look at and be like, you know what, if he's doing it, so can I. If he did it, I can also. That's literally the only thing that I'm trying to accomplish with this. That's why I'm calling it clocking out. Clocking out, I keep saying it. I started with just focusing on me documenting my journey of clocking out of my 9 to 5 job that I hated, and just focusing on a path that was strictly devoted to what I loved and had a passion for and actually cared about. And it slowly just started turning into this thing where it wasn't just all about me. I started sharing other people's journey. I started listening to other people, having conversations with them, learning from their firsthand experiences. And it just started building and building and building. And it's just been getting to a point right now where it's not overwhelming in a bad way, but I feel like I just need to step it up. I actually have people paying for subscriptions. I have people such as Sunny who are kind enough to gift subscriptions to people, and they were paid for it, weren't free. And it's things like that that I think about, and I want to make sure that I'm bringing value to people in some way, shape, or form, whether I'm entertaining you, whether I'm educating you, whatever it is. So there's a bunch of ideas that I've been toying with, that I've been playing with behind the scenes, just checking out to see if my ideas will correlate and work on live streams, or if it's something I need to do pre-recorded or only do for vlogs and posts. Like, it's a bunch of different things. But being that I'm not so tech savvy with a lot of things, it takes time, because I got to learn how to use different softwares and see which one's compatible. If the software that I'm already using or the applications that I'm utilizing will work with the ideas that I have, or how I can change it and adapt to make my ideas work with something else. And so it's taking some time. I don't have a team of people to work with. I don't have moderators or nothing. I basically am doing this myself from scratch. He's a game content creator who's a super nice and super interesting. He would be a great interview. He streams on Twitch and has video. I'm definitely, yeah, if you can, if that's his name, I'm gonna check it out. If that's his profile name on Twitch or on YouTube, I'll definitely give him a look. Or if you wouldn't mind, just I don't know how YouTube works as far as DMs. I don't know if you could DM on YouTube, but whether YouTube or Twitch, anywhere that we're following each other. I follow you on Twitch also. I believe I'm subscribed to you also as well. You know what? Let's check right now, and if not, let's change it. I believe I'm subscribed to you as well on. Yep, I'm subscribed to you also as well on YouTube. I can DM him in his Discord. It is on. Yeah, so I'll find him. And if you can let him know I'm interested. Sarah sent me a couple links of profiles for people who she knows who are streamers also, who she believed would be interested in being guest speakers. So I'd love to take advantage of that also, and get to try and know more people. Whatever I can do to help spread the word. Why is this freezing up on me? I don't like this. What's going on, Twitch? No, it's fine. I understand. Trust me. I just want to make sure that I always try to follow back anybody who's followed or subscribed or anything like that. just so that there's a way of communicating. I don't know how DMs or any of that stuff work, and I have some ideas that I'm going to utilize in the future, that I'm going to need to have some type of communication with my followers and supporters. Yes, she definitely, I'm glad you guys talked about it, and I'm really glad that she sent me that too. I always encourage anybody who I have as a guest speaker, any of the people in the chat or followers or supporters, to always send me any references or referrals of anyone that they would like to see on the podcast or think that I should have on here that's doing anything, that's working on any projects, businesses, services, or brands, and is consistent with what they're doing and would like to shed some more light on what it is they have going on. That's my main focus. I like to focus on the people who are real passionate about what they're doing, who are talented, who are creative, and just have a hard time getting those eyes to see what they're working on and driving that traffic to their profiles and their projects and stuff. So anyone that you believe wouldn't mind taking the time to be on for at least an hour or two, I would love to have them on. But I'm definitely going to check that out. I took note of it also. I'm going to give them a follow. I'll subscribe and check them out on Twitch and everything like that. And for anyone who ever refers to me, for anyone listening or watching, whether it's right now live or pre-recorded, if you ever send me someone that I should check out or have as a guest speaker and they're not on the very next day or that week, please don't think I'm ignoring you or nothing. I'll always answer back as soon as I can. And but what I try to do is I try my best to do my own research for a good couple of days. They always say to just make sure you do your 50 plus hours of research on things before you go full-fledged and jump in. But when it comes to the guest speakers, I try my best to do my own research to check out what projects they've done, what they're working on, just so I can formulate my own questions for the podcast or think about different ways of making clips. And I try to do that beforehand, so when we do the live stream of the podcast, I know how to ask my questions because it'll line up with the ideas I have moving forward later on. It's just something that I like to share with people. Again, it's something that I don't know if it would help or benefit anyone else, but it's something that I do. It's a little trick. But yeah, so I basically just wanted to take some time and go over a few things. I don't want to take for anyone who is tuning in, I know there's a lot of other streams and things happening right now, and it's busy. It's Monday morning, the beginning of the week, so I know people are getting things started, getting ready. So I just wanted to talk about a few things. So first, what I wanted to do is show some appreciation. I want to express my gratitude to all the recent guests that we've had on here on the podcast. The past 2 weeks, we had Dad Bob on here. We had Bobby, aka Dad Bob, on here. Then we had Ann from V Learn with Friends. After that, we had Luna Marielle, who came here. She's a marathon runner. She was over here. Also, Ann is a content creator, and she's doing her own passion project with something called V Learn with Friends, where she utilizes V Friend characters to make educational and entertaining content. And Luna, who also her real name is Marielle, who's a marathon runner who came on the podcast to share a little bit about herself, as well as the journey that she's on as being a marathon runner, with training with marathons, also being ahead of running a few marathons and organizing them herself in Philadelphia, which is pretty dope. And then after that, we had Sarah on. Sarah came on and she shared about what her experience is like as a video game streamer for YouTube, and we got to learn a lot. It was a very amazing stream, and I believe that stream went very well. And she was just amazing because of the fact that I learned within the stream that she used to do podcasting herself. And, the people who told me about her and told me to check her out, I looked at all her stuff, and it came off, or they made it seem as if she was still new to this. And she even says she's still new to this, but she's on this like she's like been doing this forever. And I love it. That's what made it really easy for us to conversate, was her experience that she had. It was easy to do the back and forth and the questions on and off, and I would ask something, she knew how long to answer, how to answer it, what to say, and it was just a great flow of how it went, and I loved it. I really enjoyed the podcast. I learned a lot about her, about streaming, a few things that I wasn't aware of. I thought that streaming on Twitch and on YouTube was literally the same thing when it came to requirements to get a subscription button or become affiliate and all that. And I learned, thanks to Sarah, that that's not the case. It's very different. Also, I've learned from being present in her actual live streams how the vibe is completely different. Twitch is a hectic place for live streaming, to be honest with you, and it gets really overwhelming. Not even just trying to understand or learn the software that works with Twitch for streaming, because there's so many different versions of it. Everyone always gravitates to OBS because it's the most popular one. Of course, it's free and it has a lot of different things, but it can be overwhelming and seem intimidating by all the options and things that you have access to for free. I use StreamYard. It is very, very simple to use. It's straight to the point. It's good for hosting in the sense of having guest speakers on. It's very simple. It's easy. It's like, copy and paste type stuff. But it does have its limits in the sense of, like, when you're streaming, like when we were streaming with Sarah a couple nights ago, Sunny, who's here with us in the YouTube, thanks, shout out to Sunny again, came on and gifted so many subs. Then we had anonymous gifters. We had people following and subscribing and all this. And I wasn't able to see all those notifications on my StreamYard, which is something that really sucks. So while I'm streaming on StreamYard, I have to also log into my Twitch and my YouTube and all these other accounts and watch them simultaneously. Even though I can see the chat of all the places I'm streaming on here on StreamYard, if anyone subscribes or anyone follows and there's a notification on those specific apps or sites, I don't see it here on StreamYard. It doesn't show on here. It doesn't come across my screen. I don't get a notification in the chat or anything like that. I have to make sure I have the app open on my phone or tablet or something like that on the side. So it makes it a little more difficult trying to bounce from all these different screens. Right now, I'm still very, very premature when it comes to this, in the sense that I only have one screen. So I have like everything bunched in together. But it's going to get to the point where I'll have a better setup and it'll be more comfortable for me to be able to bounce around and check out everything all at once. Sonny says, I don't stream, but I know from Sarah that OBS can fuck you over just when you're not expect. Yes, I've had that experience in the beginning when I first started streaming, for live streaming back in 2019 for my podcast. I was just streaming me myself. I wasn't having guests on or nothing. And luckily no one was tuning in that much when I was live. I would only have like one or two people come in, myself included, from watching myself on my phone. But I would come across many issues. And again, I would blame it on just because it was the free version, but a lot of it was because of my internet service. That's another thing that I need to focus on and get like some real steady, good quality internet service. That's something that goes on and off that I worry about and get scared of sometimes. There's lagging, there's freezing, there's, OBS sometimes doesn't want to work with things that it's supposed to work with, and it makes the whole freaking stream turn to dog shit, and it sucks. And so I really tried my best not to make a shit live stream. Not really because, like, yes, I do care about what people think and what they see and how, but it's mostly because it bothers me. I don't want to get turned off to the point where I keep using something and it doesn't work, and then I'm just going to get frustrated. Instead of streaming the next time, I want to come up with excuses like, it's not even going to work, and it's going to be this, and it's going to. So I try my best to not deal with those things so I don't get discouraged from live streaming. What's going on here? Okay. And so yeah, it's all a learning thing. I use StreamYard now just because of the fact, like, my main focus for right now is to have guest speakers, and this is the easiest way to have guest speakers. You create a live streaming channel room. You have a link that you can copy and paste to send to someone to have them, to invite them to come and join the stream. You have access to the chat, which is, it shows all the chats that you're streaming on. Right now we're streaming on X, YouTube, and on Twitch. You can stream on even more apps than that if you want, but I just use those three. I used to stream across all other things like Facebook and Instagram and all that. But the more that I streamed, and the more social media applications or profiles that I've added to stream all at once, I've noticed there's issues with lagging, delay, and all that. Or the chat will stop working if you're streaming on more than 3 of the social media applications. Like, it's little things like that that I've learned over time. It's all of them, all from OBS to StreamYards to whatever it is you're going to use, Streamlabs or any of that stuff. Or even if you're using the actual applications themselves, if you're just specifically streaming on Twitch and from Instagram and X and Facebook, Snapchat, wherever you're, or YouTube, they all have their problems at some point or another. But again, I feel like everything, you can adapt to it. Everything has a learning curve, but you could definitely learn it with some time and some patience and some effort and consistency. And with all of that, you get the experience. You get the hands-on experience of it freezing, of it lagging up, of certain things not working. And the more and more you play around with it, you start learning, you adapt, and you get better at it. And that's where I'm at right now. You know, I'm still learning. So I feel like the more guest speakers that I have, the better I get at talking, the better I get at asking questions, the better I get at you know, creating attention, to have people come and check out the live streams, to come and check out the recordings or the episodes after they've been, you know, recorded and made public, as well as just, you know, the editing aspect of it, which is a real big thing for me. I'm trying to get really better at editing. Right now, I know a lot of the videos that I make aren't really engaging or entertaining or nothing, but I'm trying my best just to focus on the quality of it, of you know, the effects and the sound and all those little things before I start focusing too much on all the crazy fancy stuff, because that's going to come. But if you look at my progression of the things that I've posted and the content that I've shared in the past, even in the past month or so, you can see a big jump each month or each other week or something like that, where I go from making just a plain video to I start slowly adding different little details that make it stand out in its own way. And I strongly feel myself that I've been improving and I've been getting better at it as time goes on. Many other people might not agree, but from my firsthand experience and me sitting in the driver's seat of what I'm trying to do, I know that I'm getting a lot better and it's becoming a smoother ride, if that makes any sense. I really appreciate that, Sonny. Sonny saying that I'm a smart guy and that it's going to be second nature before I know it. And I believe the same thing too. I appreciate the kind words. I believe that I've been learning that the more consistent you are with things, the better you get at it. And I strongly believe that there's no way that if you are consistent, you know, day after day, week after week, month after month, for long periods of time, that there's no way you cannot become a beast at whatever it is that you're doing. You know, if you really care about it, if you really have a passion for it, you know, practicing and taking the time to learn something new or perfect it, it shouldn't bother you. And if it doesn't bother you, you'll spend hours and hours on end on it. And it's like you said, without you knowing, it's going to become second nature. And that's my goal right now. My goal right now is just to record and create as much as I can. Normally, I wouldn't be on here this early unless I had a guest speaker, but I'm trying to just make it second nature again. So whenever and if ever it comes up that someone can only make a podcast at that moment, you know, if I have the time and I'm able to, I can set up real quick and get going and, you know, make it easy. There's no excuses. And that's what I'm trying to get to. You know, so for the first, not the first, but for the past couple of episodes that we had here, when we had Dad Bob on here, we had Ann on here, we had Luna on here, we had Sarah on here, and all of these amazing people that have been attracting their amazing communities as well, and their following have been showing interest and have been reaching out, whether to try and support in some way or to become a guest speaker or to collaborate on something. And I love it. You know, that's exactly what I've been trying to do, is just find a reason to, you know, work with people and collaborate and just grow and build. And it was hard in the beginning because I always felt like I had nothing of value to offer anybody, you know, just my time. And with that, I've been learning that I can offer many different things, you know, and it's just been it's been a learning experience, but a good learning experience. And I'm truly enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. Um, it does get stressful sometimes because I overthink if I'm not going to make a certain stream on time, or if the questions I'm asking are good enough. Like the episode I had with Ann, I was really overthinking afterwards because I felt like I didn't dive deep enough into asking about herself personally. And that really bothered me. So the next stream that I did with the next guest speaker, I tried asking more personal questions and more things directed towards them. And it's just things like that I learn. I beat myself up about it a little bit too much, but then when I go back and I start, analyzing stuff and start making the clips and going through the actual episode, I start realizing, I didn't do that bad, and it was good. It was all right. Yes, I could have asked specific questions better or more sooner or, more consistently or something like that. And it's one of those things that you're not gonna know until you do it and you learn from it, So that's basically what happened with that. And I tried not letting it get to me, and I tried just focusing. We had Deb, Diamond Deb, who came on here for one of our recent episodes also, and she shared a mantra that she likes to consistently bring up and share with people, which is 1% better each day. And that's what I'm basically focusing on right now. I'm focusing on doing 1% better each day, each episode, each guest speaker, each time I post content and I share stuff, each time I interact with anybody. I'm focusing on that 1% better. I did a mistake in the past of trying to do everything perfect all at once and level up on everything all at once. And I've learned the hard way that sometimes that's not always the best decision. It's always good just to focus on one thing and tackle it one at a time, and just one brick at a time, and just keep going from there. And it's a slower process, but it's a much more secure process in the sense that you'll be able to catch your mistakes a lot sooner and fix them and improve and keep going and keep building. Because a lot of us, what we tend to do is pile up too many bricks on top of each other and make sure that they're not stable or they're not actually cemented in right. And by the time we're already halfway to the top, the lower foundation that we weren't really paying so close attention to starts falling apart, and everything that we were focused on building just doesn't hold together. And I rather focus on those little imperfections now and just try my best, not to be perfect, but just to be good enough to keep moving forward and keep doing things in a productive way, instead of, always looking back, wondering if that one little brick is going to slide out and make everything come crashing down. So I've been just taking my time with that. And because of the amazing people that I've been speaking with in the community and interacting with in the community, as well as the people that I've had the pleasure speaking with on the podcast and having as guest speakers, it's been a really educational and productive experience. And I want to try my best to keep adding value to other people and to whatever it is that I'm doing to keep moving forward. And I'm just loving it right now. Some specific things that I learned from our recent guests that I like to share is just stay consistent. Stay consistent. I've like I mentioned, that's one thing that I've learned is a real big key major part to the streaming and content stuff, is just being consistent, showing up. You got people that are supporting you, people that are telling you that they like what you're doing, that they actually care about what you have going on, and they're rooting for you. So be consistent for those people. Another quote that I like that I heard from Conor McGregor is, the lack of dedication and commitment to what you're doing is the highest form of disrespect to the people who believe in you. And I strongly believe in that. A lot of people who are supporting me and showing me love are people I have not had the pleasure yet to meet in any way. I probably haven't gotten to speak to them in DMs. I probably haven't had a call with them or had them on here or had a conversation or even met them in person, but yet they're so supportive. And they're always rooting me on and showing up and telling me that how much they like my stuff or giving me feedback that I can improve. And these people could be doing anything else with their time, their money, their energy, and they're taking the time out of their day to tune into a podcast and listen, or to tune in to a live stream and show love and support and be active in the chat and talk to each other. Or even if it's just $4 or whatever it is, for depending on where you're paying to subscribe, like that money could have went to anything else. That time that they're putting in to watch me or listen to me or learn about something from a guest could have gone to anything else. They could be hanging out with someone, or they could be watching a TV show, or listening to music, or watching a movie on Netflix or Max, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's many other things that people can put their time and effort and energy into, and they're showing up for you. You know, so I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to try my best to respect everyone's time and their love and their support. And I want to make sure that I'm giving them something back of value. So, you know, one thing that I've noticed, everything doesn't need to be perfect. Your mic doesn't need to be perfect. Your video quality doesn't need to be amazing. The audio and all, like, none of that matters. But what does matter, and what is within your control, is being consistent. Maybe you can't show up every single day at a specific time, but you can show up at least once every other day, or once a week, or whatever it is. Even if it's just for an hour or a few minutes, show up and say what's up, and say something engaging, say something useful, meaningful, that has some value to people in some way, that'll show them, like, yo, you're not ignoring or forgetting about the people who are supporting you. You know what I mean? And that's something else that weighs heavy on me too sometimes, is that the days that I don't show up and I don't post anything online, I start overthinking about the fact that, you know, the people who believed in me enough to be guest speakers on my podcast, they're looking at it like, all right, this dude fell off, like he doesn't really have anything else going on, or he's not going to do anything with this. I wasted my time going on there and expressing myself, or using my time and energy. And I don't want that to be a case. You know what I mean? I try my best to make sure I make everything that I do on the podcast as presentable as possible, because I would like people to brag about and to share that they were on the podcast as a guest speaker, and that they had a good time. And, you know, hold on. Woo. My service is, it's the internet. My internet. See about this. What's going on? We good? No, it's still it's on and off, but we're good now, I think. But you see, it's things like that I've just noticed, that I know I gotta take more seriously. I gotta pay more attention to. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm good across all other platforms. Twitch is acting up a little bit. Thank you very much, Sonny. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to check him out. I'm going to send him a DM also. I'm going to tell him that you referred me. You know, I'll also let him know. I don't know if he knows Sarah, but I'll let him know about Sarah as well, and that I had her on here. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check him out. I want to talk to as many people who have experience and who are in this as possible. You know, I want to grow my Rolodex and my contact list of people who share similar interests as me. So that's something that I'm truly trying to take advantage of. You know, anyone who's willing to talk and share, even if they don't want to be online or on live, or document the conversation or nothing, I completely understand, and that's fine. But you know, anyone who's willing to network and talk and reach out, I would love to meet them. I would love to get to know them and learn more about them, what they have going on, and how I can help them in any way. That's literally my goal. That's all I'm trying to do right now. That's the phase that I'm on, is just trying to help others in any way and learn from it and build and just do better. And he said he would love to. Yes, nice. I would love that. So I'm definitely going to reach out to him and let him know that I'm the one that you were talking about, and see what we can do. Right now I'm literally just I've been reaching out to people have been DMing me, and it's the only issue has been just schedules. You know, there's just matching schedules. So sometimes I would like to have someone get on right away the next day or that night, but it doesn't work out that way. But I will reach out to them, and I want to make sure that we get it done. It was even Sarah, and I think Sarah, we had to like push it back once or twice or something like that because of scheduling conflicts. But I always try my best to make it work, man. I always try my best, whether it's like right now I'm on my break from work, so I came and I could have took a nap or something like that, or went and got something to eat, but I'm like, you know what? Let's not make excuses. Let's go and take the time and jump on the stream for at least an hour or so and kick it with people. But thank you so much, Sonny, for reaching out to them. And they got back real quick, so I would love that. I'm really anxious I love that. See, and that's another thing that I love. I love working with people who are self-employed and they got their own open schedules. That's another amazing thing. It makes it a little bit easier on my end. I have a what's going on, Brett? Thank you for tuning in. Brett's in the YouTube chat today. Brett, I DM'd you, man. I haven't seen you in a bit. Not in my stuff and the other communities, and I saw you just living it up. You're having a good time, man. I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to see you here. I got a little worried. I didn't hear from you or see you in any of the communities or the chats, and I started thinking something was up. But I'm glad to see you back, man, and I'm glad to see that you've been enjoying yourself and you had a good weekend. But yeah, man, things have been moving pretty steady. I don't know if you know if you've seen any of the posts, but and that's I'll use you so I can enter into the next subject that I'm trying to get into. I want to welcome all the new followers and supporters, all the new subscribers. And I'm trying my best to make our new followers on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify feel welcome to the Clocking Out Podcast community. I didn't think I would have one, but it's slowly been building and creating one. Just for reference, on Twitch, we thanks to Sunny and a few other anonymous gifters of amazing people that stopped by on Twitch, we reached our goal of getting up to, we were trying to get to 10 more followers in the week, and we crushed that goal. We got up to 85 followers, I believe, on Twitch right now, 19 of which are paid subscribers. We had some anonymous gift subscribers get given in. We had Ben Kine, who was a subscriber. Soggy was became a paid subscriber thanks to a gifted sub from Savvy. Sunny gifted us 10 paid subscribers. Like, it was just nonstop. So on Twitch right now, we have 85 followers, 19 of which are paid subscribers. On YouTube, we have, I believe it's 81. It's 81. And it was like just a couple days ago, we're at like 70. We were stuck at like 70 something, 73, 74. And we got up to 81 subscribers on YouTube. And then on Spotify, we're up to 99 followers. And we have like a consecutive listening rate of people who listen to each podcast of around, like, I think 19 to 20. So it's like, these numbers don't sound big to some people, but to me, who's been doing this for a while, to out of nowhere see these numbers just start jumping up and spiking up has been ridiculous. I've been crushing it when it comes to the reels and the shorts, the reels on Instagram, the shorts on YouTube, which has been amazing also. And yeah, man, I just have all of you amazing people to thank for it. You know, if it wasn't for all of you tuning in, showing love and support, and sharing, and, you know, attracting other people to come and kick it with us in the chat, you know, I don't think it would have been as I don't think it would be moving at the pace it's moving right now. You know, I like to give myself some credit too, but a huge majority of it is thanks to all of you amazing people kicking in the chat and showing love and support and spreading the word. And I truly appreciate it. Brett, you're always active. You're all over the place. You always show love on my YouTube, on the Twitch, on the X, on Instagram, Facebook. Like, you're everywhere, and I love it, man. I truly appreciate it. And for people like Sunny, no matter where she went, she was gifting people and getting people to subscribe on YouTube, and she was helping Susan out and creating a Twitch account and all that. So, you know, I'm very grateful for that. I appreciate all that. I truly mean it. Yeah, man. Yeah, Brett, it's fucking awesome. I'm loving it. And so basically, for what I want to do is just make sure that I'm more consistent. I want to make sure that I'm consistent. I'm working on a new streaming schedule that I'm gonna stick to. And basically, right now, I just do my best to stream whenever I can, in the sense that right now, like, I normally don't do streams like this by myself. I try not to, but I feel like I'm going to start doing it just to give a little recap here and there and help make some content in between, you know, guest speakers, and, you know, just kick it with you guys for a few. But I'll mostly keep like early morning streams like this for stuff like this, you know, just a recap of what happened and what we're doing moving forward, and give some shout outs and shed some light on a few things that I feel like either people didn't have the chance to notice or go check out and look. Because, you know, a lot of the podcast episodes are long. I know they go anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours sometimes. And some people aren't into long form content. So then I try my best to shorten, you know, some clips and send that out there also, just to put some focus on some things that I know people would really like to know about, you know, our guest speakers and what they have going on. But things like this also, I'll take this, and this will probably be like an hour or something, or we're about to hit an hour, and I'll cut it up into stuff to send out to people. But basically, from things like this, I'm also going to be doing other random streams where we'll talk about certain things that are going on right now, whether it's celebrity stuff or TV shows that have dropped, movies that are dropped. I'm a geek, so I like stuff on comic books and cards, and so a whole bunch of different things we'll touch on just randomly in between us having guest speakers, just to play around with different forms of content and different things like that I enjoy and that I'm interested in, and I just want to try to find different ways to incorporate what I enjoy and have interest in into the podcast, into creating content, so that not only I can show you guys that you can utilize all these things to create different forms of content and be active online, but also to just help attract other people who share similar likes and interests like I do, and just grow and build from there. And some exciting things for the new followers to expect on the podcast and subscribers. For the people who subscribe, what a lot of people don't know, what I'm having a trouble trying to relay out there, a good amount of people know this. Brett, you're one of them. I've spoken to you about this also with Soggy, with Ben, with Savvy, with Chels from To the Moon, and Josh. Like I've put this idea out there, but basically what I'm trying to do that I haven't seen anyone else do, and I hope no one tries to steal my idea, because I have a hard time always trying to share stuff with people because I want to collaborate with them, and instead they just take my stuff and run off. So I'm hoping that's not the case this time. But basically what I'm doing, because like I mentioned earlier, I always had a hard time with the idea of taking people's money. Even though that they're paying for subscriptions and stuff like that to show love and support, it's something that's always kind of bothered me, or making money off of ads and things. Because I always look at everything from the perspective of a fan, a consumer, a watcher, a listener, a viewer, a supporter, whatever it is, and it always bothers me sometimes that, you give stuff and then those content creators or people with these brands and stuff do things that are kind of half-ass. You'll pay $30 and then you'll get something that's worth $3 or something like that. It's things like that I don't like. I understand the reason behind it and the process and business and profit and all that stuff like that. I get all that. I understand all that completely. But in my mind, again, as a fan and as a supporter, it's kind of ass backwards. I feel like if you make a certain amount, you should have that certain amount as a budget or as something that you feed back into whatever it is that you're doing to keep growing and keep building and give back to the people that are supporting you. You don't have to give the full amount, but just make it make sense. And so what I'm going to be doing, or the idea and the plan behind it, I still don't know exactly how I'm going to do it in a way where it'll work to keep sustaining everything. But what I want to do is all the money that we get from subscribers, all the money that we get from ads, any donations or anything like that, we're going to be using to put into giveaways. So right now, I already have a ton of stuff, from cards, graded cards, comic books, figurines, plushies, what else? There's just a mix of like different things that I have that I've been collecting myself personally, that I paid for out of my own pocket already, that I have just sitting there, that it's always been the intention to give it away. But I just don't want to give it away freely. I used to do that before, and I was putting myself in a steep hole in the sense of running out of ideas to creatively get people to be more involved and active in the podcast, because they were just showing up and without effort winning something and just leaving, and then really not caring about the podcast, the community, the guest speakers, or nothing. They just wanted to get something free. And I understand that. That's the problem with a lot of free stuff. But I've been developing different ideas on ways to prevent that and to focus on the people who are actually interested and actually showing love and support. So basically, whatever we get from paid subscriptions, we're going to hold on to it, and we're going to use that to help do giveaways. And the people who paid the subscriptions, depending on what tier you are, each tier is going to have its own giveaway or raffle that you can enter in. So, for people that do the first tier, they'll get into a first tier raffle. People who do a second tier will be a second tier raffle that's combined with the first tier, like different things like that. Like the first tier will probably be like some stickers, or not stickers. It's not going to be that simple. Probably be like a plushie or something. Then the second tier will be probably like a figurine. Then the third tier, being that it's the highest one, I think it goes on Twitch, it's like $4, then it's like $10, and then I think it's like $25 or something like that. Being that it's like the most thing, and that's another thing that a lot of people don't know. Whatever you pay in these subscriptions, we don't get the full amount. So it's like if you pay $4 on Twitch for a subscription, I get two. The other two goes to Twitch. Then for the ads off of each ad, I think we make like about 50 cents to $1 or something like that if the person watches the entire ad. So it's like all those little things, when they get added up, it's not much, but little by little it starts building up. So right now I've already taken care of the first wave of expenses and stuff, in the sense of buying all this stuff to give out for free. I did that sometime last year, and I just didn't have the following to get rid of everything in time, so I just held on to it. Now that the following is building up, I want to use these things and use them as giveaways. So I have unopened Pokemon boxes, unopened Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Garbage Pail Kids. I don't know if anyone remembers MetaZoo. That was big for a while, but it kind of died down. But I got that. I have V-Friend cards, graded, ungraded. Some stuff that I was gifted from people such as Brett, that's sending me packs and packs of core cards that I want to help people who are just trying to get involved with V-Friends and give them their first pack of cards that they can play with someone or have an idea of what it's like and start their own collection. It's a lot of different things, but maybe they don't like V-Friend. Maybe they want to try something else. So I got a mix of cards. Why? I like cards. I like collecting them. So if I can share that interest or passion with someone else to get them started on their own thing, I want to do that. I know not everyone can afford to go and get a booster box, or especially getting the V-Friends. V-Friends, I'm a big supporter of them, but one thing I don't agree with is the pricing for their products. Like, it's way too much. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And it's things like that I want to talk about and debate about with other people who are in the community. Like, all these different things are things that I've had ideas for such a long time, but I wasn't in a position to start putting them into full effect because I didn't have the following. So now that it's starting to build up, I feel like I'm in a good position to start utilizing these things and executing these ideas. So, for giveaways and raffles, that's where we're going to do it. But again, I don't want to focus too much on the money aspect of things. So whatever money we get is going to go to that. If you do a tier 1 for like $4, you'll get a regular plushie. If you do a tier 2, you'll step it up to a figurine. If you do a tier 3 is going to do a combination of all of them. So you'll get a plushie, you'll get a figurine, and you'll get a graded card. But everything is going to be random, so you'll be able to, you'll be entered into the raffle or the giveaway, and then everyone who's qualified for it is going to be in a pot. Then we're going to do a little spin of a wheel or whatever it is, one of those digital things, and pick one of the person that's out of the pot. Then that one person is going to then again have the option to spin a wheel and then land on a random plushie. All right, that's for tier 1. Tier 2 is the same thing. Everyone who did the tier 2 subscription and entered in that is going to be in a pot. We're going to do a raffle to see which person in that pot is going to be picked so that they can win a prize. And then again, you spin it again, and then that's going to land on a prize. The same with the third person, the same exact thing, but instead it'll be for 3 prizes because you're in the third tier. So that's the whole process of it. So, the first tier, you pay the $4 or whatever it is. You get in the pot. Out of all those people, we're going to pick one. That one person that gets a chance to win something. So each person's going to win something. It's not a chance, but it's going to be like 3 or 4 plushies. And out of those 3 or 4 plushies, we're going to spin a wheel and it's going to land on one and you get it. The second tier is going to be a figurine. We'll have 3 or 4 different figurines. One person's going to have a chance to spin the wheel and land on one of the figurines. The third one is actually going to get all 3 of them. It's going to get a plushie, a figurine, and a graded card. Okay. Now the graded card, I'm trying my best to figure out a way to play around with this, because right now I only have a majority of like V-Friend stuff when it comes to a combination of doing plushies, figures, and cards. So I have a V-Friend plushie, V-Friend figurine, V-Friend cards, graded cards. But I don't have the same thing for Pokemon. I don't have a Pokemon plushie, a Pokemon figurine, Pokemon graded card. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to play around with the combination of stuff. I'm trying to play around whether I'm letting people pick what they want to win or whether it's going to be randomized. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. Give me 1 second. I can't do it here. I'm trying to add. I'm gonna have to wait till after the stream and I'll add you. But yeah, she referred me to you. She told me that you would be a great person to have on the podcast to come check out. She's kicking it with us right now in the chat on YouTube. And yeah, she said that you would love to be on. So I'm definitely gonna reach out after the stream and touch base with you so we can compare schedules and see what we can get going on. But yeah, before I get off track real quick, so that's how we're going to do the paid giveaways for paid subscriptions, right? And then anything that we get from ads is going to be thrown into the pot also. Now, for the people who don't have the money, because I've been in a situation myself where I can't afford to subscribe to someone even $4. I understand how things are right now, but I appreciate anyone who does support. But for anyone who does show up, I want to be respectful of your time. So I'm also going to be doing a free option for people who can't subscribe. But the free option is going to require a little more work. So I don't know if anyone's why can I not think of the word? Not aware. I don't know if anyone has experience with POAPs. POAPs stand for Proof of Attendance Protocol. It's like a badge, all right? It's a digital NFT that's on a different blockchain than regular NFTs, but it's the same. It's the same concept in the sense where it's something that you can use, that it's going to be on the blockchain, it'll be on your wallet, and it's all free. So you can create a free POAP wallet that's basically like a little app that you can go on. I'll be creating little badges, little things. I've done this many times before, and it's worked lovely. And basically, for the people who are tuning in for free, you would have to create a free wallet, and then you tune in. When we tune in, I'm either going to go about it where you provide me with your wallet address and I'll drop in a POAP, or throughout the live stream, after a certain amount of time people have tuned in and they're active in the chat, I will say a secret word and you will have a specific time, a time frame to enter the secret word into your app and obtain one of the POAPs. The POAPs, okay, which are they're the best way to explain it for people who don't have experience with POAPs is their digital ticket stubs. Okay, it's your way of showing proof that can't be tampered with, that shows you were actually here for the live stream, you attended, you participated, you were active in the chat, you talked to other people, you answered some questions related to what we were talking about or the guest speaker that we had on, and that right there will give you the opportunity to claim a POAP, right? POAP, Proof of Attendance Protocol. And that's going to be used as your access token into a free giveaway. Now, the way that I'm going to do those is that throughout the week, I'm going to start it in July. I already created a few of them. Throughout the week, I haven't decided how many POAPs I'm going to make it, but there's going to be a requirement of you having to collect either anywhere from like 3 to 4 POAPs, okay, within the time frame of the giveaway. So anyone who does a paid subscription only has to do the paid subscription, but has to be present during the live stream that we are doing the giveaway. Okay. For the people who do the free POAP, you have to make sure that you're present and that you do what's required in order to qualify to claim a POAP. So in other words, you'll tune into the live stream and we'll have a guest speaker. I'll be speaking about something. And then throughout the chat or throughout the stream, I'm going to ask some questions. And in the questions, the chat is going to change. The chat is going to change just for chat for followers. Then there's going to be another portion that's going to be a chat just for subscribers. Like, it's going to be different things like that. But when you tune in, you're going to have the opportunity to claim a POAP. Now, all you have to do is to tune in to at least 3 or 4 of the live streams to claim 3 or 4 of the POAPs. And then after you collect 3 or 4 of them, the day of the giveaway, we're going to take all the people's wallets that have a free from the free option of joining the giveaways or the raffles. We're going to take all their wallets and we're going to pick one person who qualifies, who's collected 3 or more of the POAPs, to have a chance at entering the paid version of the giveaway, if that makes any sense. So I figured that would give people one incentive to join and to follow and to come in and kick it with us, but also give them some hands-on experience with what blockchain is by giving them the instructions and the proper information on how to create a free POAP wallet. It gives them the experience on how NFTs and digital currency stuff work, because when you have a POAP, it's no different than you obtaining or exchanging or transferring an NFT or crypto. It's the same process. It's just for free. So this allows people to get the hands-on experience with blockchain, with digital wallets, and with NFTs, but for free. So you don't have to pay nothing to start opening a wallet. You don't have to worry about anything like that. You don't have to worry about buying into something and then the project being a rug pull or the creator doing something shady and then you being out of your money. It's all for free. You get it? So this is just my way of helping spread some knowledge and give some people the opportunity to have some skin in the game, so they're at least a little educated and experienced when it comes to blockchain, Web3, and crypto and NFTs and all that stuff like that. So I thought that would be a good way to get people to have some hands-on experience with that. But at the same time, it's just a cool way to utilize that technology with what we're doing. It's a good, safe way to keep track of who's actually here, who isn't, and who can actually take part into the podcast. So that's the whole gist for the free version of it. We're going to use POAPs. So you can come in, you collect a POAP. After you collect 3 or more, you take all those, you enter in a giveaway. It's going to spin around. All the people who have the 3 or 4 POAPs that qualify, their wallets are going to go into a raffle. We're going to pick one person out of the group that have collected the POAPs, and they're going to be entered in for the opportunity to be one of the people picked from the paid version of the giveaway. So, but the way that I'm going to do that, which is going to make it even a little more unique, I think, is, I don't know, I might do like some trivia thing. Like, you know what I mean? If we get 3 or more than one person who can win the raffle or something, I don't know. I got to play around with that, depending on how many people we have that tune in, support, and participate. But that's just an idea. So that's the way it's going to work. So the free version, we're going to use POAPs. You come in, you show some love, you kick it with us. You got to be active in the chat. And you show some love. You talk about what you learned in the episode or what we talked about, just to show that you're actually listening and paying attention. Or if not, I'm going to do things where I'll give you an opportunity to make a post to share what you learned in the live stream episode, or whether you listen to the episode after the fact that went live. And there'll be a time frame for you to make a post and to tag me and to share what you learned on it, or to utilize something that you learned and actively do it. A good example of this is Josh from the Jay Courage Show. He does this also, what he's doing with the Get Fit for VCon or Get Strong for VCon movement that he started, which is basically he'll give instructions on how to do a certain workout, and he gives people a time frame for them to do the workout, record it, tag him, post it, and they can have the opportunity to claim a POAP. So I've had this idea in the past before, but it was just, I went about it a little differently. I used it for a giveaway that I was doing with Tim Livingston of VectorBots, which was changed and adapted into what's now known as Living Bots. And I did a giveaway. It was my first giveaway that I ever did with him. We blessed people with a whole bunch of V-Friend plushies and figurines and things like that of that nature. So now we got a bunch of more things that I want to just bless people with. And that's the whole idea behind that. So we're going to work on that. But then also what we're going to be adding into the pot with the coming up of VCon, I'm going to start buying into other community members, to other communities and other content creators. So for example, we have To the Moon. To the Moon is always doing box breaks, and they have merch that they sell. Josh from the Jay Courage Show, he's always doing box breaks or pack rips and selling spots, and he has products. He has merch also to sell. V Dads, they got some shirts and stuff like that. V Fam Sessions, they got some merch. I want to buy into those projects, and then I want to have those items that I bought from them also be put into the vault of Clocking Out. The vault of Clocking Out is what holds all of the stuff for the giveaways. All right. We always try our best to buy 3 or more of the products or whatever it is that people have, whether it's a product, a service, a brand, whatever, and buy into it and keep it into the vault. We like to try and give 2 away and keep 1 in the vault for the life of the vault of the podcast, to show that we've always been a supporter, and give 2 away to people. So not only they can help support the other people, they can start their own collection with whatever community is that we're supporting, but also they can have a soft entry into that community or that brand or that project or whatever it is. A lot of people might not know about what To the Moon is. A lot of people might not know what Josh is doing or what V Fam Sessions is about, or V Dads. Or if we had other people people like we had Ann on here. Ann was on here and she has her own passion project called V Learn with Friends. But at the same time, on the side, she's very creative. A lot of people don't know that she takes the V Friend minis and she makes jewelry out of it. She makes necklaces and earrings. I'd buy some of that and show it to people. There's a lot of different things that people do and that they're working on that I want to show love and support. We had Sarah on here. She's a streamer herself. Maybe she has her own merch that she wants to help put out there. I would buy into that and have that added into the vault and give it away to some of our people. You know, it's a mix of things like that I want to do. And the whole idea and premise behind everything is to support other creators, support our guest speakers that are on here, support other people who have their own communities, that they're doing something consistently and productively. The whole point is just to support. So that was my way of working around getting more comfortable with accepting paid subscriptions, with accepting donations, with accepting getting paid from ads, because all of that really bothered me. I felt like I wouldn't have anything of real value to give anybody, but I see that it's something that whether I want to or not, it's happening. You amazing people are taking the time to tune in, are taking your hard-earned money and, you know, gifting it to me, subscribing and sending tips and whatever it is. Like, all that means a lot to me. But at the same time, I truly fully understand that right now is a hard time for anyone to even give $1. You know, I've been in that position myself. I'm in that position myself. So it's like, I have a job, I'm working, and I do this, and I really do this because I enjoy it. But I see that people are really supportive. People are loving. People are caring. People are selfless in the sense that they want to show love and support for others. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to do the same and pay it forward. So I'm hoping that I'm showing love and support and all of that good stuff by what I do with the podcast, by the content that I create, the guest speakers I have on here, the live streams that I do. And then I also want to take it a step further with whatever support I get in a financial way and help our guest speakers and other content creators in the supportive way as well. So not only am I helping our guest speakers and other creators by buying into their stuff and spreading the awareness of what they got going on by giving it away on giveaways and raffles to all these other people, but I'm also giving back to the community by giving them the chance to have something, get some cards and have that be their entry into collecting or getting graded cards or learning about V Friends or whatever it is. Like, so that's the way that I've been trying to balance stuff. And so that's the idea with that. That's what's going to be happening moving forward. I'm going to start doing a lot of giveaways and everything for July. I want to try and bless people with some VFriend merch and VFriend, you know, stuff, from cards to hats and shoes, hoodies, whatever, and just give this out to people who aren't fortunate to go to VCon. Brett, you asked me if I'm going to VCon. I'm not. I wish I was. I'm just not in the position to. It was hard for me, as you know, and a lot of people who don't know, I was documenting my journey in the sense of looking for work, and for quite a while I wasn't working. I was living off of my savings. It was kind of hard to get by, but I got by. I did it. I was good. I'm good. I'm okay now. But I just recently started 2 new jobs, and I think it's going to be really hard for me to ask off. And if I do have the opportunity to go off, it's literally going to be for those 3 days. So I'm going to have to like go and come back. 2, I'm literally playing catch up right now with a lot of stuff. So for me to actually take the $2,000 to $3,000 it would take for me just to go to VCon, you know, to buy the ticket, you know, even though I know that there's people saying that they would offer me a VCon ticket, but you never know how things go. So you got to take that into consideration. Buying the ticket, which is going to be anywhere from like $200 to $500 depending on how ETH and stuff is, you know how that goes. And then there's the flight there and back. That's going to be like another $700 to $800 from what I've seen. And then that's now the closer it gets to VCon, the prices are going to go up. Then they get a hotel room for those 3 days. That's another $800 or $900 that I know for a fact over there in Los Angeles, because it needs to be near the venue where VCon is happening. You can get something cheaper, but it's going to be further. And then the further it is, you got to think about, okay, now I got to commute there and back. So that's another expense, paying for Uber or Lyft or a taxi or whatever it is, because renting a car is definitely not going to be an option. And then you got to think about, okay, I'm going to be out there for 3 days. I got to eat. I got to make sure I'm good. Like, that's another. So it's all those things that come into play that I know I just can't afford right now. You know, I'm playing catch up. I just got these jobs. Could I hustle and get the money? Yes, but I'd literally be hustling to get money that I could probably use to just help my situation out a lot better, keep me, stable and on good solid ground with my bills and things that I got. I got 2 kids. I'm a dad of 2 kids, and I got to make sure I'm thinking about all these things. So I was really, really, really looking forward to going to Recon. I really wanted to go. I went last year, and it was my first year, and I really didn't know nobody, but I was in a very dark place, and I needed it. And I went, and I didn't know how bad I needed it until I went there. And I went with a close friend of mine. Last year I was very lucky. Me and my friend put money together, and we were able to pay for all the basic stuff. Tim Livingston from Living Bots, which used to be Vector Bots, he blessed me with 2 VCon tickets, one for myself and one for Eric. I have a hard time traveling by myself. I have bad anxiety, bad stress. Just, it's horrible. It's just a lot of things that suck. And he understood it, and he gifted me 2 VCon tickets for me and my friend Eric. Me and Eric pulled the money together for the flights and the hotel and everything else that we needed in between, and we made it work. This year, Eric is a father now. He just recently had a baby girl. Not just recently, had like 6-7 months ago, had a baby girl. And I'm happy to say he's expecting his second baby now. So he's working on his family. So I know he wouldn't be able to leave, his girl and come over and do that with me even for 3 days. He's been really just there, focused on being a dad, and I don't want to take him away from that. So it's a lot of little things that came into play, but at the end of the day, the big factor of it is just the money portion, the financial side of it. I really wanted to go this year because I've gotten to know so many people such as Brett and, Ben, Tom. I think Tom doesn't like me, but I would like to see Tom in person. Jay and Rob and Chels and Soggy and freaking Savvy and you, Brett. There's so many people. I felt like I have more of a reason to go this year than I did last year, and I feel because of that I would definitely enjoy going this year more than I went last year, just because I'd be able to go and see people and talk to them. And last year I basically went and I went to the events, and it was good, but I went to the events and we went right back to the room. We didn't make any plans with anyone to go. I was still in my comfort zone of not wanting to be uncomfortable and break out of that shell. And so this year I feel like I have a lot more reason to do that, and it sucks that I can't go. I know how this community is, and I've thought of trying to put something together where I can, try and scramble the money up and do a fundraiser or something. But again, I understand how hard things are, and I feel like that money or that effort can go to someone else who actually really needs something, not just to go to VCon, but help them out with some bills or something else. Life is rough, and all of us are going through a lot of different things, man. So I overthink a lot, and I always feel like there's someone else who's more deserving than I am. So I just step back, and I just told myself, you know what, as much as I want to go, it's just not happening this year. So I'm putting it on the side, on the back burner. But I hope everybody has fun. It's definitely worth it. If I would have went, I would have been recording and vlogging everything like I did last year, making videos and documenting all the interactions with everyone and the experiences, and just to give everybody else a better idea of what it's like to go to VCon. But I definitely, if you're able to go, enjoy yourself. I always tell people, don't worry or stress about the speakers, even though I know that that's the main thing. But in all honesty, I don't give a shit about the speakers. I went and I thought it was going to be like some life change. It didn't matter. The stuff that you hear the speakers say is the shit that you can watch in the videos later on when they put it up on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. It's really not that important of a deal, unless it's someone specifically that you're trying to go see that's going to speak and you want to go take a picture with them and speak with them in person or ask them a question. Go. Other than that, don't bother. Just go to the side things that VCon has going up, like their yard sale thing and all the stands and all the food trucks, and go to those and socialize with people. That's the main core reason for VCon, I believe. And what made it the best thing was just socializing with people and conversating with people, linking up with people and getting to meet them. And That's what made it really worth it. It wasn't the talks and the speakers and like, no disrespect to them, but that's like the most boring part of everything. Because you get there, then you're there for like an hour and a half. You can't talk. They don't let you record. You can't be on your phone. It's like you're in school or class or something like that. They're really strict about it. And it's just you waste time. Like the time that you're spending there with the speakers, you can spend taking a nap so that you're good to go and actually socialize and meet with people. That's the mistake that I made when I went to VCon and I went with my friend Eric. He was new to everything, and I was introducing him to all this Web3 space stuff, and that's something I regretted, is going to all those stupid talks. Like, we went to them, and yes, they're informative and all that, but it's stuff that, in all honesty, when you weigh the time and energy that you have, it's stuff that you really don't have to rush to go to. You know what I mean? I'd rather, if I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't have went to any of the speakers. I would have just caught up on all those things after VCon when they reshared everything, because I missed out on times that I could have slept and had some proper rest. So I would have the energy to go out and actually socialize and be active with people. You know, I would go to the speaking events and fall asleep. You know what I mean? That's how, like, it's like going to class. Like, yes, you want to hear these things, but not while you have all this energy and you want to meet people. And then you start dying down from sitting there for 2 hours from literally it's like an assembly type thing. Again, no disrespect to anyone who does like that stuff. It's just, if you're going to spend that much money to go to VCon, make it worth it. And if you're going to make it worth it, fully make every second and every minute worth it. Go talk to people, experience all the stuff they have going on. But for the talks, I'm telling you right now, like, unless it's someone you're really a fan of and that you really want to see, just save it for when you get back home and you can watch the video or whatever. The performances, go to the performances. You know, the artists, that's different. People get to socialize and mingle, and they have drinks and food and stuff. Like, that's good. But the talks, in all honesty, I'd say just, you could catch that another time. But yeah, man, it's gonna be great for anyone who goes. And being that I'm not going, I want to help spread that. I want to help spread that VeeFriends love, and I want to gift people some VeeFriends merch, some plushies, some cards, some hoodies, some hats, some shoes, whatever it is that I got, and just put them on. And yeah, man. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So all new followers and supporters, that's what you can look forward to. So if you're a follower, don't worry, I got you. You don't have to do a paid subscription if you can't. I totally understand. I would appreciate it so much, because it would help us with our goal of trying to do these amazing new ideas of giveaways and raffles and stuff that I think will make this really interesting and fun. But if not, it's all good. You know, I'm going to still find a way to keep doing things, you know, through my own pocket and make it happen. One thing that I know I focus on a lot about is like the price that you pay versus what you get in value. And I believe it's fair. I believe paying $4 for a chance to win something is fair enough. And then, you know, if it's $10, we'll up the value of the prize. If it's 25, we'll up it also. You know, that's why for the first tier, you'll get like a plushie. For the second tier, being that it's $10, that's almost the same price. If not, I think it's a little cheaper than what the actual price for a VeeFriends figurine is right now, especially since you can't buy anymore in Macy's. They're done. You can only buy them on like sites like eBay and something like that. And then for the third tier, for paying, I think it's $25 if I'm not mistaken, or 24 or something like that. And again, you have to remember, I'm not getting all this. So if you pay for $4 of a subscription on Twitch, I get 2. If you pay 10 for a subscription, or I think it's 9 or 10 or something like that, I get $5 to $6. I don't get the full thing. And then if you pay 25, it's the same thing. I don't get, you get what I'm saying? So it's those things that I take into account, that in all honesty, I'm looking at it just because, even though it's not just you paying for it, it's a multiple of people. As long as I can try and make the money that it's going to cost to ship out the item, I'm cool. That's all I'm really worried about, because I already paid for the item itself. And a lot of these things I paid when they were full price, like the plushies and all that. When I got them, the plushies were like around $25 or something like that. And then the figurines are around almost 30. Like, now it's totally different. Now, like, the plushies are anywhere from like $12 or something. The figurines are like 15 to 20 bucks or something. Like, and then I got the graded cards. I got a bunch of graded cards. Some are high, some are low. I think the lowest as far as grades is like 7.5, you know, and then it goes as high as an 8 or a 9. We also have some 10s. But it's gonna be hard to get all that. So first tier you'll get something simple, second tier you'll get like a figurine or something, third tier you'll get a mix of all three. I believe that's fair. And we'll mix it up. You know what I mean? Maybe someone won't want a V Friends thing and they'll want some Pokemon stuff. So we'll switch it up and give them the option to pick one of the Pokemon packs that I have here, or Dragon Ball Z, or Naruto, Garbage Pail Kids, whatever. Well, we're gonna play around with it. We're gonna keep it interesting. And the whole thing is just to give back to you guys in a fun way, and try and introduce you guys into new things that are happening right now. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to the 5 people we have tuning in on X, the 2 people we have on YouTube right now, which I'm pretty sure is Sunny and Brett. Thank you so much. And our 2 viewers that we have on Twitch. Thank you so much. Prezival. I got to learn how to say your name. I'm really bad. I was mentioning this before. I'm dyslexic and illiterate, so I have a hard time getting comfortable reading the chat because I can't read, or I overthink. I'm a lot worse at reading out loud than I am at reading in my head, and it's because I get nervous. So I overthink about mispronouncing people's name and having them think I'm being disrespectful or something like that. I don't mean to be. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. I overthink. But yes, thank you all for tuning in and showing love. But yeah, man, I just wanted to celebrate the milestone that we reached. We got 85 followers on Twitch. 9 of them are paid subscribers. We got 81 subscribers on YouTube, and we hit 99 followers on Spotify. And I really do appreciate all the love and support everyone's been showing to the podcast and our guest speakers. And speaking of guest speakers, we've been having a lot of people hit up our DMs showing interest. So, later on this week, be on the lookout on Wednesday. We have Blaze coming on. He's from V Dads. We already had Ryan, who's also from V Dads, as a guest speaker. So now we're going to finish the group of both of them who create V Dad content and do the podcast for V Dad officials. So Blaze is going to be on here sharing a little bit about himself and what they're working on. We also got Joanna, who I've been talking to. We're trying to basically compare our schedules to see when's a good time to have her on. Joanna is from Carlson's Caramels. If you don't know what Carlson's Caramels, you just go and check that out. They're very delicious treats. And who else? Kowski. We got Kowski. He's working. I'm working on trying to match our schedule so we can have him get on also as well. We got a mix of different people. My DMs are just messed up right now. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. And thank you, Sonny, for spreading the word and having them come and show up. I really do appreciate that. So I'm going to be reaching out to you also as well and seeing what we can do to have you get on here. I just want to let people know that we do have more guest speakers coming on. So the schedule is going to be a lot more active. I'm working on trying to set up a schedule for Twitch and for streaming in general, at least to stream 3 days out the week, and then like 1 day during the weekend or something like that. So I want to do like 3 random streams, or just 3 days. Well, I'll do a stream in the morning just like this, doing some recaps and follow-ups, and then in the afternoon at night, anytime from after 6 p.m., having guest speakers come on at least 3 times a week. And then on Friday, not on Friday, on the weekend, like a Saturday or something like that, having that be the day where we combined all the POAPs of the week and all the subscribers so far, and do the giveaway. Oh, and that's the other thing. So let's say if you're a paid subscriber, right, and you don't win at getting picked to win a prize, you're good because you subscribe for the whole month. All right. When you, depending on how, unless you subscribe for more, which I would appreciate, but if you subscribe for the whole month, you have the whole month at a chance to win a giveaway. So we'll get 5 subscribers. Out of those 5 subscribers, only one of them gets picked in the first draw for the first week of the month, and they get a chance to win. You have the rest of the month to try and win. So let's say we get 4 paid subscribers. There's 4 weeks in a month. Each of you have the chance to win. But then what makes it complicated is the more subscribers we get in, the harder it's going to be to try to win. So I'm going to balance it out also, because if we do reach a certain amount of money and it makes sense that I can have more than one winner, I'm going to do that. And then I'll also take that into consideration when it comes to the free portion as well. And we'll try to figure something out with that also to make it make sense. The whole point is to make it make sense. I want to make sure that people are getting what they feel is worth their time and their attention and all that, and their money. I've been on the other side, and that's something that really bothers me. You know, you'll join into a stream and you pay anywhere from like $100 to $200 to enter in something, and then what you win is literally less than half of whatever you put into it. Or you always show up and you're showing love and support, and then sometimes you get ignored in the chat, or they act as if you're not there, and meanwhile you're always tuning in. It's little things like that that me as a supporter, as a viewer, as a listener, subscriber, whatever it is, it bothers me. And so I try to take note of things that bother me that I know can be fixed. You know, I try to pay attention why those things happen. And if I see there's no real logical reason behind it, other than the people are mad that you're not spending money, or they just want to ignore you, or whatever the case may be, like I think that's just stupid. You know what I mean? The whole point is people are taking the time out of their day. They could be doing anything anywhere else, and they're taking the time to listen to you, to watch you, to support you. Like, be respectful, give something back. You know what I mean? So that's my focus on it. That's what I'm trying to do. And with oh shit, yo, and we got another subscriber. I just see, this is what I mean. I'm so stuck on StreamYard that I didn't even see this. Yo, I want to make sure I'm saying your name. Is it Prezival? Prezival. Yeah, Prezival, right? I hope I'm saying your name right. Prezival. I'm just gonna call you Prez. I hope that's cool. Prezival. It is Prezival. I'm overthinking it, ain't I? I'm sounding just stupid right now. I'm so sorry. Sonny's like, what did I do getting this guy to come here and he can't even say his name? I'm so sorry. Prezival or Prez. Perez. Yeah, Prez. I could do that. Prez. I'm overthinking. Anyway, Prez, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're another one. You're another subscriber added to the list. So now instead of 19, we got 20 paid subscribers so far. So we got this in here. Sonny was gifting people like crazy on the stream that we had with Sarah a few nights ago, which was fucking amazing. It got me so hyped. So it's all because of things like that got me just wanting to put in more work and more effort and just step my game up. But that's what we're gonna be doing. Thanks for Perez. See, the fact that I can't read doesn't help when people. I need to work on that. It gets so embarrassing. I'm like, is it Prezival? Prezival. Yeah. I overthink. I just suck at reading. And then when it comes to people's like names on here, you know how everyone spells it differently or adds different like little symbols and stuff just so that the algorithm or the computer lets them have the name. Like, I overthink, like if they mean one thing or another, like it just sucks. So I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry. Again, I don't mean any disrespect. But I do appreciate you subscribing and showing love. Thank you so much. And that's another thing that I want to do. I want to be able to have money that when I go to someone else's stream, I could gift subs and everything like that. That would be something nice also to do. Maybe they can win a gift sub to somebody, or, you know, it's a whole bunch of ideas that I have. It's just making sure that I go about it in the right way to execute these where it makes sense. And the fact that it's something productive and beneficial, not only for the people taking part in it, the people who I'm trying to support, the listeners, the guest speakers, like that's the whole point. And so I want to do stuff like that. But yes, I just wanted to give a little brief recap. I got to get out of here. And I hope everybody's doing well. So just a quick recap. I just want to give a shout out to Bobby, aka Dad Bob, to Ann of VLearn with Friends, also to Luna, who's actually known as Marielle, or can't even say her name. Mariella. I messed up her name. Maricel. There we go. So I'm messing up everybody's name now. I'm overthinking. I'm nervous. But thank you to Dad Bob. Thank you to Ed. Thank you to Luna. Thank you to Sarah. They were our previous guest speakers for the last week or two that came on. So make sure if you haven't checked them out, go check out series 2, episode 20 for Dad Bob. Episode is it 20? Yeah, season 2, episode 21 to check out the episode with Anne. Season 2, episode 22 to check out Luna, and season 2, episode 23 to check out Sarah's episode. And make sure that you check the description of wherever you're listening or watching. You can go and show them love and support with a follow. All their profile information and all that stuff like that are going to be in the description if you want to go and check them out. And so that's giving a shout out to everyone that we had on here. For our new followers, subscribers, and supporters, be on the lookout for our giveaways and raffles that we're going to be starting in July. And then yeah, that's really it. And also be checking out and be on the lookout for our new streaming schedule that's going to be coming out and new content. And I hope everybody's doing well. I love you guys. I'm overthinking now. I felt like I did a horrible job with everything I said, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. We're going to learn. We're going to do better. And like Deb says, 1% better each day. But I love you guys. I hope you're all having a great day. Stay safe. And be sure to tune in to Clocking Out this Wednesday with our episode with Blaze. We're going to be here. We're going to be on X. And we're going to be on YouTube. And follow us to stay up to date whenever we go live, and put that notification thing on and up in the corner, wherever it is, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I love you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Stay safe. Peace. Not yet. I gotta get in here. Steve, thank you so much for showing up, bro. I really appreciate you coming in. We're closing up now. I just decided to jump on here real quick and do a recap of what I was doing on my break from work. Trying my best to stay as active and as consistent as possible, trying to make sure that it's paying off for all you guys who've been showing love and support with the paid subscriptions and following and sharing and posting. I truly appreciate everything. Be on the lookout, bro. If you're not, just make sure you're following. Make sure you're following here on Twitch, on X, on Instagram, YouTube, and be on the lookout. We got giveaways coming July, so be on the lookout for that. I love you guys. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.